Be careful of people who try to make you emotionally attached before they've truly earned the right to know you. Because real love takes time, but manipulation loves speed. And the dangerous part is that speed feels like chemistry when you're inside it. Love bombers don't just create emotional intensity. They create emotional dependency. They want constant communication, constant reassurance, constant access to your thoughts, your time, your emotions. They make themselves the center of your emotional world before you ever had the chance to ask whether they deserve to be there. And at first it feels incredible, like you've finally met someone who understands you in a way nobody else ever has. Someone who texts exactly when you need them, says exactly what you've always wanted to hear, makes loneliness disappear almost overnight. But that feeling isn't always love recognizing itself. Sometimes it's your nervous system reacting to emotional flooding, because the faster someone pulls you emotionally close, the harder it becomes to think clearly once they start pulling away. That is why so many North Americans end up emotionally destroyed by relationships that barely lasted a season. The relationship lasted months. The psychological damage lasted years, and most people never fully understand why. Because they assume the pain means the love was real. But what actually happened was deeper than romance. Your nervous system became conditioned to emotional extremes. One moment you felt emotionally chosen. The next moment you felt emotionally abandoned. One day they made you feel unforgettable. The next day they disappeared just long enough to make you panic. And that cycle of emotional highs and emotional withdrawal doesn't just hurt you psychologically. It changes the way your brain begins to interpret love itself. Now you overthink delayed text messages. You become anxious when someone needs space. You start shrinking yourself to avoid triggering distance. And when someone healthy finally enters your life, someone calm, consistent, emotionally safe, your nervous system struggles to trust it because calm no longer feels exciting. It feels unfamiliar. That is the most dangerous part of love bombing that nobody talks about. It doesn't just damage the relationship you were in, it quietly damages your ability to recognize healthy love afterward, because your mind got trained on intensity. Now peace feels emotionally empty, and chaos starts feeling emotionally familiar. Some people spend years healing from relationships that only lasted months, because the body remembers emotional chaos long after the person is gone. Love bombing doesn't just break hearts. It quietly redefines what love feels like to the people it touches. Healthy love feels boring to a nervous system that was conditioned on extremes. That is not a preference. That is psychological conditioning disguised as attraction. Never confuse emotional intensity with emotional maturity. Never confuse someone's obsession with genuine connection, and never mistake being emotionally overwhelmed for being deeply loved. Real love doesn't need to rush. It doesn't need to consume you. It builds slowly because it plans to stay. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily love and psychology content, because understanding how your mind was shaped is the first step toward protecting it.